it's quite interesting on how you overcame these challenges, and I've really picked out one which says you don't have to know everything to really start up. Challenges, and I've really picked out one which says you don't have to know everything to really start up. And it's very true, because when you start today, ideas keep coming. The moment you decide to say, yes, this is it, I have started. While working on something, you end up getting an idea, or maybe you're sitting in a hub and you're seated next to a friend and they're like, oh, you ask them a question and then they'll be able to help. Or the team you have put together, or like from different, each person knows something different, so they're able to help you, and you put something together and let it flourish. So keep it up. Teamwork is real good. Yes, Miss Esther, what advice would you offer to an aspiring entrepreneur wanting to start a creative venture or initiative?
All right. The first advice I would say is just start. We've just talked about this.
Yes.
Just start. Some things you learn on the way. Personally, I wanted to wait until I had an MBA and all of those things, which I don't have. So obviously, how long was I going to take before I started? So I would say just start. Start small. It's okay to start small. I've had this advice a lot, but it didn't make sense until I started my business. It's okay to have a big vision, but to start small. I think sometimes we hold ourselves back because we're like, I don't have enough for this, I don't have enough for this, I don't have enough for this, so I'm just not going to start. It's okay to have a big vision and say, this is where we want to go. We want to go global, we want to serve global markets. But if you can't afford to serve global markets just yet, it doesn't mean that you can't start. Just go ahead and start. And the second is to have patience. I started working on this site in about February or March of 2020, but I started conceptualizing it in November of 2019. That's when I sat down to start to conceptualize how would the site look like, how would we structure our offering, but we only launched last month. So that's a long time to sit down to have an idea before it actually comes out. And even when it comes out, you're not really sure how it's going to do. You've done the market survey, you've done the research, but at the end of the day, you have to go to market, and going to market is always different from what you assume.
True.
So you have to be patient. You have to be patient, and you just have to ride the tide and go with it. If you believe in the work that you're doing and you believe that it's going to help someone one day, even though it's one person, then you keep going. I would advise to pace yourself. Don't say that you're going to do everything in 1 month and finish. Pace yourself and give yourself time to grow. Ideas change. The idea that I had in November 2019 is not what we launched. So in that time of building, it changed so many times. Yes. Like you said, like the more when you start, you keep interacting with people and the idea changes. So give yourself time, pace yourself. Just start, and then know that you have to put in the work. When you start something, know that you have to work hard, and your lifestyle may change. So I have a full-time job, and this is what I am doing on the side. So I had to become aware of the fact that I was going to work on Saturdays and I was going to work on Sundays to make sure that my full-time job is, I'm performing well, but also I'm growing big box and I'm growing it properly. So don't assume that you started something and you're going to have the same free time you had before you started it. You're going to have to make sacrifices of time and money. So
thank you for sharing, or for that advice that you're giving to someone who really wants to start up this. I won't add so much to what you said, because I feel like crystal clear, everyone can really understand. Yeah, like you say, start small. You know, like how we all started with baby crawlings and sitting and eating and everything like that. So 1 + 1 is, you know, start small. Eventually, you'll get there. You'll get at the top. So yes. So Miss Esther, why should any youth entrepreneur or artisan join Big Box? Or what benefits really lie in wait for any creative at Big Box?
All right. So aside from selling your products, which many other e-commerce sites do, we are focused on telling your story. So our marketing campaign is very much focused on telling the artisan story. Who are they? Where do they come from? What led them to make the products that they make? We are very much centered on that. We want the people who buy these products, not only to buy a product, to buy the story, the background, to understand why the artisan makes the things that they make, you know, and where they come from. So we are focused on storytelling. So if you want your story told and you don't know how to tell it for yourself, we are going to tell that story for you. We also have an emphasis on learning. Like I said, we share resources monthly, so business development resources for the artisan or the vendor to learn from, to better build their business and their brand and their structure, which you may not find with other sites. The third is we have a community building element. So we are bringing these people together. We want them to talk to one another. We want them to learn from one another. We want them to grow. We're still building this. The community is quite small. We only have 3 vendors. But as we grow, I can only imagine what this community is going to look like and to produce.
I have a feeling that it will grow. So
thank you.
Panic.
Thank you. So that is what I would say is our major selling point. And of course, we are going to sell your products. We're going to market them for you. That's a given. That's a baseline. But I would want you to join us if you want your story told in the way that you want it to be told. Yes.
Thank you. It's quite interesting on how I have a story about myself and I have to go to someone to tell it. I think it's quite good because there are people out there who have a lot of things or a lot of stories or any information that they would want to share with the community or with anyone, but they don't know how. But since Big Box is here now, I hope people who are going to do this, they come to you and a community that helps one another or stays together, it really grows up together. So
that's true.
Our viewers, please join Big Box.
Thank you.
Yes, so Miss Esther, this brings us to our last question on the show, and it goes, how can one out there join the Big Box community?
All right, so you can send us an email. That is at community@bigbox.ug. In this email, you can tell us your name, a little bit about your brand, your products. You can send us one photo of what you're doing, and you can tell us about yourself. You know, this is what we do, this is what we have, and all of that, and we'll be able to get back to you. That's basically it. Would set up the profile, would take photographs of your products, put them up online, create your profile, and then get started. It's quite easy if you have all your information or everything that you, if you have everything that you want, it's really easy. And you'd be talking directly to me. We are not yet so big to go through bureaucracy. You talk directly to me and we can have a conversation about what you want and what you want to display and all of that.
Okay. Kindly repeat for our viewers this email.
Okay, so the email is community, community, at bigbox, BIGBOX, one word, .ug.
So for our viewers who have not had or got a chance to write this email down, don't worry because it will be linked in our description of this episode. So watch keenly and you'll be able to get the email, and then you'll be able to reach Miss Esther at Big Box.
Thank you.
So Miss Esther, thank you very much for your time that you have really spared out of your busy schedule to really come and share with us this priceless information. And I'm very sure it's going to be an eye-opening to people out there, or to new aspiring people that really want to join the creative industry. So thank you very much, and I hope we will be able to see you once again on the show or in our studios.
Thank you for having me. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you.
This brings us to the end of our show for today. And as always, please watch, like, comment, and subscribe to watch more exciting episodes of the Creator to Creator Talk Show on Reminac TV. Bye!